What a way to spend Thanksgiving. The Cincinnati Bengals, written off by so many people just a couple of weeks ago, roll into Baltimore on a short week, with their franchise quarterback making his first start in over a month, and they come away with a statement victory that has completely flipped the AFC North conversation overnight. I've just finished watching this game back for the second time and honestly I'm still buzzing because that was one of the most impressive performances I've seen from Joe Burrow in his entire career, and considering some of the things he's done that is saying something. Let's start with the man himself. Joe Burrow comes back from the wrist injury that was supposed to keep him sidelined until December at the earliest, and on the very first drive he's dropping dimes like he's been playing all season. That opening touchdown to Tanner Hudson, the tight end, on a beautiful corner route where he stares down the safety and still fits it into a window the size of a letterbox, that told you everything you needed to know about where his confidence is right now. He finished the night 32 of 41 for 362 yards and 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and most importantly he took only 1 sack all evening against a Ravens front that had been living in the backfield of quarterbacks this year. The wrist looked fine, the pocket movement looked fine, the deep ball was back with venom, everything you worried about just evaporated within about 10 minutes of kickoff. But this wasn't just the Joe Burrow show, although it kind of felt like it at times. Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins reminded everyone why this receiving duo is the best in football when they're both healthy and on the same field. Chase ends up with 9 catches for 185 yards and 2 touchdowns, including that ridiculous one-handed grab in the third quarter where he somehow keeps his feet in bounds while getting absolutely clattered by Marlon Humphrey. Higgins wasn't far behind, 7 grabs for 131 and a score of his own. The Ravens secondary has been a massive talking point all season, and tonight they had no answers. Kyle Hamilton is an all-pro talent, but even he was getting cooked on double moves, and Marcus Williams looked lost on several plays. When you let Cincinnati's offense dictate tempo like that for 4 quarters, you're asking for trouble, and the Bengals happily obliged. Now let's be fair to Baltimore because they didn't just roll over. Lamar Jackson still made some absolutely jaw-dropping plays. That scramble and throw on the run to Zay Flowers in the second quarter was vintage Lamar, and Derrick Henry was churning out tough yards all night long. But the turnovers killed them. That Roquan Smith interception in the red zone when they were driving to potentially tie it late in the third quarter was enormous, and then Lamar's fumble on the next possession basically sealed the deal. The Bengals' defensive line, which has been much maligned this year, finally started winning one-on-one battles up front. Trey Hendrickson had 2 sacks and was a menace all evening, and even when they didn't get home they were hitting Lamar as he threw and forcing some of those off-platform prayers that didn't connect tonight. Give Lou Anarumo a lot of credit. He mixed up pressures, he dropped 8 into coverage at key moments, and he made Lamar hold the ball longer than he wanted to. There were so many momentum-swinging moments in this game, but for me the biggest one came right at the start of the second half. Baltimore get the ball first, they march down the field, they're inside the Bengals 25, looking to cut the lead to 4 points, and then Cam Taylor-Britt jumps the route on 3rd down and picks it off. Cincinnati take it the other way. Burrow hits Chase for 42 yards on the next play, and 3 snaps later it's 28-10 and the stadium just goes silent. That sequence right there was the night in a nutshell, the Bengals making the big play when they absolutely had to and the Ravens shooting themselves in the foot at the worst possible time. So where does this leave us in the AFC North? The Ravens are still in first place, but that cushion they had feels incredibly fragile now. They've got a brutal stretch coming up with the Steelers twice still to play and trips to tough venues. The Bengals meanwhile are right back in the mix. They're probably still on the outside looking in when it comes to the wild card, but if Joe Burrow is going to play like this every week then nobody in the conference is going to want to see Cincinnati in January. The schedule actually softens up a little bit for them over the next month, and if they can string a few wins together suddenly the division is wide open again. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say one Thanksgiving win fixes everything that's gone wrong for the Bengals this season, because it doesn't. They've still got work to do on the defensive side of the ball long term, and they need to stay healthy, which has obviously been the story of the year. But if you're a Bengals fan you have to be feeling pretty bloody good right now. Your quarterback just came back early from a serious injury and looked like the best player on the planet against one of the top teams in the league on their own patch on a national stage. That's the kind of performance that changes seasons. Thanksgiving football delivered once again, and Joe Burrow served up the main course with a side of revenge. The Bengals are alive, the AFC North is chaos, and we have got so much football left to play. Let me know down in the comments what you made of that game. Are the Bengals actually back, or was this just a Ravens meltdown? Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe because we'll be reacting to every big game as it happens. Until next time, Hoo day and happy Thanksgiving.